Dallas Cowboys post-game. Makarios, Golden Butter Sports, talking about the tomfoolery that is the Dallas Cowboys debacle of a loss versus the pedestrian, and I'm sorry, Chicago, and I do mean, I apologize, Caleb Williams, who is all-world, evidently the younger version of Dak Prescott. Yeah, a pedestrian Chicago Bears. Makarios, Golden Butter Sports. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Tell your mom, tell your pa. If you ain't following, shame on you. We're cooking tonight, guys. Okay, so you'll notice me looking at my computer, my right, your left. Yeah, and you notice the red background as well, guys, because it is a state of emergency. I said this earlier a couple weeks ago, this is going to happen, that by having an emotional laden trade and getting rid of our general, matter of fact, the biggest star that's in the locker room, even bigger than Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons, and not having any form, any semblance of a contingency plan, that you're going to suffer like this. So we got a couple observations. I'm not even going to give you 3 or 5 or 4. I don't know what the number is, but we're cooking tonight. So right off the muscle, we should have knew this. We all took the bait thinking, oh, yeah, we with overtime versus the Giants, NFC East foe, baby. Yeah, you know what? It's the G, man. But, man, we beat them. Yeah, we ain't done yet. Mark Cuban type stuff. No, we should have knew the garbage was being cooked. We went to OT versus the Giants in the first place. That should have got our attention. The alarm bells should have went off. So a couple observations right off the muscle, right? All right, so the obvious is true. We do not have a pass rush at all. I mean garbage at best. Like drinking old hot dog water and eating an old crusty French fry sandwich. It's just, why would you do this type of pass rush? I mean, you got guys out there that look distressed, guys out there that look undisciplined, guys out there like Dante Fowler. No offense, I'm sorry, brother, but it looks like every time he does the bend, he's like, like he's in pain or something. We have no pass rush at all. I'm sorry. We're going to hang our hat, the glory hole, by stopping the run. That's fine and dandy also, but we ain't stopping the run. We're not. I'm sorry. The Bears look like the Eagles, like they had Saquon Barkley versus Timmy Swift, whatever his name was. Yes, observation number 1, no pass rush at all. Our home run hitting a free agent trade guy, Kenny Clark Jr., the Smith, whatever his name, he knows his name, Kenny Clark. The guy we got, I mean, I like him, but he's not a Michael Parsons. You had no idea that you were going to generate this type of pass rush or lack thereof. This young man ain't never been not sacked in one game. In like 4 seasons, in one game, he ain't never been on his back, no diddy type stuff. But evidently, our defensive scheme is so illustrious that we generated no pass rush. No sacks at all whatsoever. I'm going to look at the screen now. Are you kidding me? At one point, the Chicago Bears, not the Aaron Rodgers-led Green Bay Packers, generated a 19-play, 10-minute drive in the third quarter. Are you kidding me? Why were they able to do a tibber-tabber? Because we had no pass rush at all. The defense generated no turnovers. They allowed Chicago 400 yards of offense. I'm going to lose my voice before this is over with. Some guy named Luther Burkin. What school did he go to? Bowling Green type? Who is this? I'm sorry, Luther. No offense. His mama and his family, kids and stuff. All the crickets and mosquitoes that were offended by the Luther Burkin reference. But who is racked up 101 yards? Get this. Oh, just 3 catches. You know why? Because one of those catches was the flea flicker, the most complex play in life, Craig. In life. Don't even get me started. Second observation, right? We're going to stick it with the defense. All right? If it ain't obvious that we got out-coached by one Ben Johnson, who, hey, I at one point was pining should have been the Dallas Cowboys replacement for McChicken McCarthy. Eberflus, you need to go back wherever you came from. I'm sorry. I know it's just early observation. I know he did an excellent job against the Eagles. I understand that, though. They could have been like hung over from the Super Bowl, right? I'm just saying. Yet, if you don't get us out of that zone coverage, dude, like if you don't take your tail back to Indy or wherever you came from, why in Caleb Williams, he looked like a young Dak 2016 Prescott mixed with Aaron Rodgers coupled with Joe Montana out there with Randall Cunningham's legs. He looked incredible out there. We stayed in zone the entire game and he slaughtered us, and Eberflus did nothing. Nathaniel to do any type of changes at all whatsoever. Are you kidding me? Eberflus. We hired this man. Yes, we did. Jerry, the GM Jerry, to the glory hole. You hired this dude for what reason? To be the zone master? Bro, that's like college stuff. Matter of fact, that's pee-wee type stuff. You run a zone, they say, because we don't have the personnel. And we're going to keep it with the defense. Yeah, the red is for a reason. We're sounding the alarm. If y'all don't flip Trayvon Diggs or start his son over him, there's something wrong with you. Why in the world did you even have Trayvon Diggs out there since you already knew emotionally he ain't there? Psychologically, he ain't there. Emotionally, he don't want to play with us no more. Psychologically, that injury still hanging over his head. And physically, he is not the same. You knew all of this, Jerry, but you still put Trayvon Diggs out there versus his son. I'm just saying. Why didn't you flip him? And you still need to flip him. I'm sorry, Trayvon. I love you, man. You're awesome. But your head ain't in the game anymore. I'm sorry. Give me an Elam. Elam at one point was doing awesome. Elam looks like he plays still with Buffalo with the Cowboys jersey on. I don't get it. Are you kidding me? Our secondary, terrible at best. Donovan Wilson, he'll have moments of greatness. And then he'll have moments of he should be a hybrid linebacker like Marquise Bell and that horrific plan of last year. Our secondary is terrible, good and terrible. Terrible. If you ask me, it's a locker room issue because we probably should have never got rid of Micah Parsons. Like, for real, for real. Last observation. I'm going to keep up a couple more things. I'm going to now go over to the offense. By the way, just a couple of stats real quick. If you want to notice the difference, some observations with the Giants win versus the debacle that was the Bears. I looked at that, right? Yeah. So Dallas allowed 450 yards to Russell Jeffrey. Ouch. Ow. Ow. Ow, my knees. Wilson. Are you kidding me? Legion of Boom was in the stands laughing. 451 yards. That was the major difference in the passing. Outside of that, you went to OT with the Giants, with the Bears. However, another thing I noticed, I'm just jibber-jabbering, penalty yards. We racked up 106 yards of penalties, 12 penalties versus the Giants. We had nowhere near that, but yet got destroyed. I'm going back and forth for a reason. Because, again, we should have noticed the writing on the wall when won this versus the Giants. It was fool's gold, right? I say that, but here's another reason why. Both Malik Neighbors, he's in my fantasy, and I appreciate you. Though last week, what in the world, Malik? And some guy named Wandale Robinson. They both got over 140 yards in that Giants win. We should have saw the writing on the wall. Then you get to the Bears and some guy we don't even know scored over 100-something yards receiving and with 3 catches. Like, seriously, there's something going on. What is that? Get ready for it, guys. We're in for a long season. Last observation. I'm going to do a video on this. Rain Dakota Prescott. I'm sorry. Dak ain't Daking, y'all. Don't let them numbers fool you. Dak ain't Daking. I'm going to do a separate video on this. Dak's pocket observation is like spoiled bologna at best. I'm sorry, but when you're looking towards your left tackle and you see your left tackle, is your right, it's actually my left. Anyways, you see your left tackle get utterly destroyed and you decide to still not throw the ball, and this happened multiple sacks, not because the receivers didn't get open, not because you couldn't throw it out of bounds, not because you couldn't use your legs, which you said Ray Dakota Prescott you're going to do more of. No, simply because you're afraid to throw the ball. And you're what again? Separate video. Dacking. Makarios, go to Butter Sports. 10 minutes of ranting, bumping my gums. Post game, what is my analysis? Soundingly alarmed. We need help, guys. That 10-7 observation, whatever I thought was going to take place, is more like 7-10, maybe even 5-12. We got to get it together. Like, share, tell your mom, tell your Paul. You know what it is, but let that butter spread. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.